Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Capital Report. My name is Javier Thomas, so thank you for being with me. So, in today's episode, I want to go over some things that have been happening in not only geopolitics, but in the general markets, and then actually politically in today's environment. I mean, it's pretty crazy. We all know that the files have come out. A lot of people have been named. Nicki Minaj is going back and forth and pointing fingers at Jay-Z. There's whispers that Jay-Z actually left the country in a private plane after these files have dropped. So it's a lot to take in. But I think the point that I want to make is that too many people are using all of their time and their energy and their focus to all of the things that are happening that are just totally deplorable. And I think they're missing the key element. And the key element here is that you have to look at your personal finances. I see a lot of people out on the streets right now and they're protesting and they're using a lot of their energy to go out and speak out on things when their house is not in order. I think it's very important before you can help others, before you can voice your opinion in a way that's effective, right? Because anybody can voice their opinions, but if you're not voicing your opinions effectively, then you're just yelling to the wind. I think what's very important leading into the next couple of months, because let's remember, for all of my astrology people out there, for all of my people who pay attention to things like that, this is the year of the horse. This is a fire year. This is a 1 year. This is a lot of energetic, out of balance. Things are on fire. Things are coming out. Things are coming to light that were not really known before. So I think it's very important that the people who are out doing these things, if you see all of the posts online, you'll see many of the comments of people saying that the people out protesting are like unemployed or they don't have anything better to do. And that's not far from the truth. I think there's a lot of people with a lot of time on their hands and they use their energy for XYZ and then they come back and they're still working their regular jobs. Not that there's anything wrong with working your regular job, but would you want to always spend your energy, your excess energy, or any time that you have extra to do things like that? Or do you want to actually make a change for yourself, for your family, and start a new business, pay more attention to a business that you had already started and kind of maybe put to the side in order to chase these kinds of endeavors? So I think that's really what is going to be the key focus of this episode. It's making that point and telling people like it's okay to go out and fight for what you believe in. It's okay to go voice your opinion, but only as long as the cost of doing that is not detrimental to your personal health, to your personal finances, to your reputation. A lot of people are putting their reputations on the line to do certain things. So I think it's very important because at the end of the day, let's just be real here. No matter what files come out, no matter what things happen with the government, no matter what decisions they make, they're not going to come and save you. You have to go out and save yourself. And a lot of people are going to stay poor because they want to pour all of their energy out into doing these things and they're not getting their house in order. It's just like the Navy SEAL captain who gave that amazing speech about making your bed first thing in the morning. And a lot of people overlook that speech and they don't really care for something so stupid as like that. But I find a lot of value in that. Something so simple as just making your bed in the morning. Waking up and the first thing that you do is you make your bed. How many people watching this video, drop a comment and let me know. First thing you do in the morning, right? Before you go to the gym, for those of you who go to the gym early in the morning, before you have breakfast, before you give a kiss to your wife or give a kiss to your children or give a kiss to your dog or cat, do you take a moment by yourself and make your bed? Fluff your pillows, make your bed, and get that sigh of relief that you've accomplished your first task for the day, which now sets you up for the next tasks that happen after, right? I guarantee you that a majority of the people do not do something so simple as that, but they're willing to put all their energy in external things, in external places. And if you don't have your house in order, you will never be able to get ahead because all of your energy will be wasted. Because if you don't have any money, if you don't have any connections, everybody knows that the tax system is set up for people who own businesses. They're not set up for people who work regular W-2 jobs. As on the contrary, those are the most heavily taxed. If you are a middle class family, a middle class person, you know that your income is being taxed the most. So it's only when you pay attention to not necessarily the tax system, because you can always hire a tax professional to get more insight and advice on how to do certain things, but putting your ducks in a row, getting your priorities straight so that you have a steady stream of revenue, whether it be from one business or two. You have a steady partnership in a way that you guys can collaborate, right? It's the next couple of years, the next couple of months, because we've had a hell of a year, a hell of a 2025. And 2026 has just started, and it feels like it's going to be an even bigger one than last year. And it's very easy to get lost in that sauce. It's very easy to get lost in all of the chaos that's happening. But the one thing that each and every one of us can control is our own mind and our own focus, our own attention to detail. And if we want to be successful in the next 4 years, because 2026 has already started. So we have a 4-year time span before 2030, and it will be a decade since COVID, right? So 10 years, it goes by in a flash. I think a lot of people can say that the last 5 years have just went by in a complete flash. And if you don't want the next 5 years to feel the exact same way, I suggest you do this. Take an account of your current financial situation. Go over all of your credit card statements. Go over your personal bank accounts. Go over your business bank accounts. Go over your spouse's bank accounts. If you have a brother and a sister or children who are of age, over 21, and you guys are all working together as a family, a lot of people have family businesses. If you're hiring your children or your significant other, go over all of your finances and really take a mental note and ask yourself the question, am I where I want to be? Because if the answer is no, then all of your energy should be invested into changing that to a yes. And it sounds super simple and it sounds super cliche. Well, I guess everyone could do that. That's not the case. There's a lot of people out there who are distracted. And the ones who are focused are going to take their lunch money. They're going to take all of their money. They're going to take all of the opportunities. They are going to be the ones that are going to excel the next couple of years. And then when all the people who are distracted, who are focused on the things that don't necessarily affect them specifically and personally, right? They're going to feel even more left behind. They're going to feel even more frustrated and even more angry and even more resentful and hateful towards the people who had that focus, who had that drive, who had that collaboration with their network and are focused on the things that I'm not going to say necessarily matter, but matter a lot more in the context of your personal circle. That's what I want you guys to understand. Your personal circle is the most important thing. Not what CNN tells you, not what your favorite podcaster tells you to think about. It's your personal circle, the people in your network, the plans that you guys are trying to do, the endeavors that you guys are pursuing. And if everything because there's a lot of things that try to pull you. How many things can pull your attention? How many things are you going to let distract you from your vision? If you are a person who has a vision, if you're under 30 years old right now listening to this video and you have a vision, how many things are distracting you right now? Speaking specifically to my young men. How many women, when you're a young, fit young man getting money and doing your thing, how many distractions are going to come your way? Your friends want you to buy expensive cars and go out with the ladies, and then the ladies are going to want your money, and then you have to pay to go out and have fun, and everything's on you. That's distraction. That's a lot of noise. You have to cancel all of that noise out if you want to be successful. You have to put your nose to the ground and say, okay, I am not going to pay attention to all of this noise. I'm going to focus on what I know I can accomplish. And when you've accomplished it, when you're sitting on a nice cushion, when you have the network and the people that are going to help you do things, and you have your managerial staff, or maybe you have a C-suite executive staff, and you have things moving and grooving, then we can have the conversation about going and speaking out and going to do the things that you want. Because let me tell you something, the rich, as we speak, are getting richer. They're profiting off of the very people who are out there wasting their time. Because look at Amazon, look at Apple, look at these big tech companies. They're firing people by the thousands each and every day. And those are real jobs. Those are real people in the real economy. Okay, you can see the chart of expendable income from the top 50% of the people in the United States, income earners, to the top 10%. Top 10% is going up, bottom 50% is going down. That gap, that's called the wealth gap. That means more people, the bottom half of this country are spending less money because they can't afford it, and the top half are spending more because they are just picking up all the assets. They're buying all the stocks. They're buying all the gold, all these foreign countries, and even our own country, and all of the elites. They're buying gold. They're buying silver. They're loading it up. While the lines for the people who don't know anything, and they listen to what CNN tells them, and they listen to what Fox tells them, and they listen to what the talking head on the TV tells them, by the time they go to buy it, the rich people are selling it to them at that top dollar, and the price crashes. And that's what always happens, because people are not focused. By the time, if it's in the press, it's in the price. And if you don't understand that, you will stay poor forever, because that is the way that the system is designed. It is designed to take advantage of the people who don't pay attention, who are not focused, who are distracted with all of the noise that's out there, and you'll never get ahead. By the time you want to get to where you're going, that opportunity has already gone. It's already dissolved itself. So what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to go down the path, and you're going to continue to try to do 6 or 7 or 8 different things, and none of them work out for you? You have to focus on 1 to 3 things that you know work, right? If you're a multitasker, because there's a lot of people who are multitaskers, and there are some people who can't do 3 things at once. They can only do 1. Whatever works for you, whatever you can do efficiently and effectively is what you should focus on, because time waits for no man. And as we can see, there's a lot of wicked things, wicked people, wicked information out there. And if you get bogged down in the frustration of not being able to do anything, we can all do something. We can all focus on what we want for ourselves. That's the only thing that we can control. We can't control the politicians and the elite and the money and the stock market. We can't do that. But we can focus on what we give our attention to. All of these big tech companies, all of these AIs, all of these things that are just noise, all of them are just vying for your attention. They want your attention. They want your eyeballs. They want you to pay attention. And if you don't give them that attention, and you reserve that right to focus on what it is that you want to accomplish in your life and your business and your relationship and your family and your friendships, how many people are neglecting all of that for a cause that, what is it really worth if you lose everything for that one thing? It's not worth it. So that's really the message that I wanted to give you all today. I think there's also going to be a lot of opportunities coming up in the real estate market. I think we all agree that we need a correction in the real estate market. I think that prices are way, way too high. Donald Trump actually just said that he wants the housing prices to continue to go up, just like he wants the stock market to go up. That is the rich people telling you that they want the prices to stay high. They don't want an opportunity for people with no money to get in, because they don't want those prices to depress. So they're going to do everything in their power to keep the price of the dollar low, inflation high, because inflation, right, is the cost of goods and services. If that goes up, the stock market goes up. The rich people who control all those assets get richer, and the people who don't get priced out, because that just means it costs more dollars to get the same amount of goods and services. What will you do? Will you continue to waste your time and let the rich get richer and you not take a piece? It is easier than ever today to make money if you have a good idea and a solid team. So get to work. My name is Javier Thomas, the very first, and this is the Capital Report. Thank you all for watching. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. I want everybody to win this year and the next 4 years coming so that we create a new generation of millionaires in 2030 and beyond. See you in the next one.